graphic, yeah, I'm still using it, or the basic image, because we're still in the new moon. Well, it's kind of like the new moon position of Neptune in its cycle, 165-year cycle. And from my point of view, Neptune is the planet of import at the moment. It's as a consolidated humanity, we are in this zone that where Neptune has come forth in a dramatic way with the war in the Middle East. It's like the war started the same day I had called for the Stand at Zero event. Well, I've since then changed my understanding, because it's not like it was a one-day thing. It's like, no, this is a huge cyclic process that's underway, and we're still at the very beginning of it. And it's not like, oh yeah, that was back there, Neptune and blah, blah, blah. And no, Neptune is like this ginormous presence, and all of this incredible war phenomena coming right into it. You know, it's destroying, it's just knocking down all the old forms that have served, and we're, you know, have the opportunity now to image forth and have it be different than what we're experiencing in the Middle East, for sure. So here we go. So just for the sake of newcomers who aren't necessarily familiar with our protocols here, oh no, my bar at the bottom is interfering with the text. Can you guys see the text at the bottom?
I can.
Yeah, cool. Would you read
Yes.
that, please? I can't see it here.
On the lightning path, the full moon is a moment of illumination. What began at the new moon becomes visible. It is a time to recognize what has grown, release what is complete, and restore balance.
Thank
And I'm
you.
not sure if there was there another line underneath that disappeared? But that's
No,
all I can see.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where we are. And hasn't it been full already in our sharing? It's that beautiful time. Teresa caught the full moon last night. I didn't. Hopefully tonight I'll skip out. And it's always nice to connect with the full moon itself. So as we've been doing over the last hour, you know, this is a prime time to gather up our and express our gratitude for the life we're living, and to take note of the things that are to be let go of, and the things that are to be integrated into our ongoing path. So that's a basic tenet of our practice, is attend to the new moon and the full moon especially, because there's the rhythm there that you know is also connected to a larger cycle, which is the Uranus cycle, the 84-year cycle of Uranus's passage integrates with the lunation cycle. And that was a moment of revelation for me when I realized that this was so, that the lunation cycle had a larger frame of reference, kind of overarching it all. And so this is the nature of the lightning path, is that there are hidden elements to our existence, and that by attuning ourselves to cyclic process, and especially the lunation cycle, because it's the kind of the smallest of the cycles, you know, that gives us a life-sustaining kind of energetic. So it's definitely a part of the practice. So what I was just referring to is inherent in this diagram. This is kind of an evocation of the whole lightning path domain of consciousness. It proceeds a lunation cycle at a time through 21-year cycles. 4 21-year cycles equal 84. It's the orbit of Uranus. So back in March of 1986 was when my mind got changed and I got expanded into this larger frame of reference. And it just happened that was at the same time that Halley's Comet was flipping through our collective awareness, and the passage of Voyager 2 past Uranus. So 2 signature events for the discovery of the lightning path. And so we have the opportunity to keep tracking this connection. And there we go from the upper left-hand corner there in 1986, and then we're down to the feathered serpent's eyeball there. And then here we are not at 2022, but at 2026. So we're coming up towards what we, in the lunation cycle terminology, call the last quarter square. So each of these sectors has its own time beam, which is what we have in these horizontal images at the bottom. So we have the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter of the cycle. It just kind of wraps up in that way and makes for a, like we have on the right hand side there, the kind of a shield of the path with Uranus at the center. So this is the Uranian outlook on things. And being an Aquarian, it feels just right, you know. I'm up for transformation, and this journey has definitely been a gift in that realm. And where are we now? Well, we're in the summer of this 84-year cycle, and more specifically, when we lay out the Tzolk'in, we're at the top of a pyramid of consciousness, and we're at the full moon point of a journey through. Now we've broken it down into, we have 13 moons, and we're currently at the 7th moon. We're just entering, or we're just at the full moon point, actually, of this part of the cycle. So I'll just share this is an invocation of sovereignty that I created back in 86 when the whole shebang came together. So the keynote for the first moon, I believe in myself. And we have the opportunity of, if you're journaling, which is another component of the lightning path, go back to that moon cycle and see there's gifts awaiting you. You know, gifts of insight and understanding of your life, and of to be able to go from where we are now as individuals back to, well, last new moon, but there's these larger frames of reference, so we can, the journaling practice brings us back into understanding and awareness of those cycles. So it's definitely a worthwhile venture to mine. It's like mining the compost, you know, and finding gems. You know, that's been my experience. So here we go. I believe in myself. I'm a golden pillar of cosmic consciousness. I'm an earth healer, pulsing with the planetary whole. Walking the path of the spiritual warrior, I transform myself into ever more complete a vessel for life's mastery. I channel the nurturance and support of the primordial mother. The breath of my spirit drifts endlessly through dream time, carrying potent seeds to fertile ground. Intimacy is my ally. Death is my ally. I fulfill the great work. I'm just reflecting back to the origin of the invocations of sovereignty. You know, that was back when the whole idea was brand spanking new, and I was the only person who had this particular take on things as a result of the revelation. So I've had to, as an individual, then create forms, you know, be the artist creating and interpreting what I have experienced. And this is where the Mayan calendar comes in and feeds my information, or my whole outlook on things is.
I love the visual, the mountain and the lake, because I see that we're at the peak, but I just see the as above, so below, as without, so within, or as
Right
within,
on.
so without. Beautiful.
Yeah, right on, right on. And the mountain we were talking about earlier, and the lake and the eagle. Thanks to Quinten, the whole. I mean, this is so resonant with what is out your window. You lucky fellow. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
it sure looks like the mountain I'm on right now.
Right on. I think
or if not, the ones I'm looking at on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, well, this is down in the States. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's
Mount Hood.
Or Rainier.
That's
St.
not ringing
Helens?
a bell. Not ringing a bell, but
Rainier. Well, there's Baker, Rainier,
I think maybe it's Baker.
Baker. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't been down to that area myself. But,
I used to ski on Mount Baker.
yeah,
I
lucky.
skied on Mount Hood.
Cool.
But I had a horse named Rainier Kala, and it wasn't, she came with the name, but I didn't find out till years later. Kala is a mountain in Hawaii. So she had two mountain names, two
cool.
Wow.
mountains in her name.
Yeah. So this is a co-created painting that Teresa and I did back 21 years ago, when we got infused with a spiritual energy urging us to come forward in our creativity and to interpret things like the invocations of sovereignty. So over the period of 13 moons, we manifested a painting for each moon cycle, and then wrapped the whole works up and brought music to it, and that's been a source of hopefully inspiration to others to work with the hieroglyphs, have them ingest them or dance with them, however you feel you're encountering them, and you will be rewarded with inspiration and energy. That's been our experience. And when you come together with others, especially just the dyad, lots can be manifested through that kind of encounter. It's a really a tremendous opportunity to have what the ancients would have us become aware of, through the symbolic languages, through the practices, through mindfulness meditation. It's all there. We have to reach out and grab hold and go forth. So I'm blocked over on the right here, so I can't see this whole one. Brenda or Quinten, would you guys read, please?
I'm partially blocked on the right, just for that first.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Buckle up your seatbelts. Yellow
Ready to
sub. Pardon?
ready to go.
Okay, here we go. Keep your arms in the windows at all times. 7 IMIX. Yellow sub adventure team. We've arrived at 7 IMIX, the summit of the Temple of Birth. This is the place to pause, look around, and gain perspective before continuing the journey. IMIX is the beginning. It represents original potential, creative possibility, the cosmic mother, the mystery from which all things emerge. Tone 7 is the point of balance. It invites us to reflect, realign, see the bigger picture. And I would like to add that IMIX, being the mother nurturing energy, it's a good month that we're in the middle of to rest and nurture oneself, like through receiving what it is we need.
Right.
And tone 7, yeah, on top of the temple pyramid is like reflecting, seeing things in all directions. And I find tone 7 brings the energy that's hard to make decisions because you can see every decision, like they're all right there in front of you from the top of the pyramid like that. So it can be an indecisive kind of month because there's so many different possibilities to choose from. And but I love the affirmation or the invocation you had for this temple. I think it was in the last slide, it said, I channel the cosmic motherly energy of nurturance. Something like that. But I love that one because that's what the top of the pyramid is like. This 7th tone is like the channel, that core where the deepest levels of inspiration and attunement come from. So yeah, we're in a powerful lunar cycle here for sure, with all this good energy.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I'd love to have you share once again your view at this point.
Yeah.
You've got the
And
7 IMIX view right out your window.
and I'm aware that like sometimes the way it appears on the video is that only the person who's talking, their screen will show up. So I'm gonna keep talking while I show you this view, which is from the top of Mount Tuam on Salt Spring Island, and we're looking out over Vancouver Island and the beautiful waters. It's a slightly cloudy day with some sun shining. And yeah, this is the meditation center, so it's very basic in the rooms. People did 3-year retreats up here. And another part of the view is this right out the window. We got a bit of a cliff, but not much. But this was the cabin that I did the siding on. And so it was a fun project to do it on the edge of this cliff. Painting it on the ladder and everything. But But most notably, like that image you shared before, like this is the top of the temple, and IMIX is also strongly associated with like the waters, those primal nurturing waters of the image there. Yeah. So that subconscious energy or the collective unconscious with the IMIX energy is very strong. So all in some sort of divine synchronous alignment here.
Yeah, right on. Well, thank you for that.
And of course, I don't think we recorded last month's, but like that's different than the view that Terry would have gotten up here.
Yeah.
I think she said there was like a 360-degree view.
Mm.
So she would have seen a lot of this ocean, but also a lot on the other side too.
She had a favorite tree that she would climb up to the top of. So that
Oh,
would have been her 360.
Wow.
yeah.
Great.
So we're seeing the temple and this lightning path manifest into our reality, and what you're sharing, Dwayne, about the journaling, like I totally second that. The amount of gems I've received from reflecting is tremendous.
Right on.
So I also would recommend people to keep some sort of information, like very basic. It could be of what happens on which days, to be able to reflect back to then, especially as we learn more about these cycles, more information and details, then you can look back and apply that context that you gain, and see how our patterns of growth and evolution really do follow these cycles. They're universally applicable in the sense that this timing standard is the same throughout all time, like in space. It's pretty ubiquitous.
Right on. Well, please, somebody, either one of you, if you would.
I need you to definitely start at Quinten. I could always finish the last, or you could do the whole thing.
All right. Maybe I'll say the first part and you can do the second, Brenda.
Okay.
So 7 as the center. Within a sequence of 13, 7 occupies the exact central position.
6 stages, pardon me, 6 stages approach it, and 6 stages proceed from there. 7 is therefore both an apex and an axis, the moment at which ascent becomes descent, gathering becomes distribution, and effort becomes revelation.
A turning point. So this is the wrap up I was mentioning earlier. So we're going to go on a little audio video of that painting, our interpretation of that painting. Is that working for you guys? You see it?
Yes.
Yep.
And this was before high def, so please. I must say that video, I feel like I'm seeing it for the first time.
Mm.
And when I gaze at the face, we had a meeting here last night, the annual general meeting of the improvement district, and there was a woman that came who I hadn't seen before. Not an elder, but not a youngster, somewhere in between. And I was taken by her eyebrows and eyelashes. It was very striking. I just made the connection to the gal in this image here, and I'm taking that as kind of a confirmation.
Yeah.
Steady as she goes, everything's just divine as it is.
And I was experiencing the pulsating. I mean, I was experiencing many things, but the pulsating, it seemed to be many times in sync with my heart. And when I first noticed it, I thought, is this only me experiencing this? And it's like,
Ah,
no, this is actually happening. But yeah, one of the profound experiences, part of my experience
hmm.
with it.
Oh, thank you.
And for me, I definitely was pretty amazed at looking at her face there in the painting. But for me, it was the earth, that blue orb, that when I saw that in the video, it brought back this incredible memories of my teenage years, of these really profound experiences with the earth, where I just felt so supported, like, and so in love with being on this planet, and just the amazing nurturance that's all here. I reconnected with some very meaningful memories and feelings upon
Hmm,
seeing that blue orb. So
hmm.
it was very impactful. I had this moment of like, whoa, something's happening here.
Right on.
And I was feeling it as the full moon inside me, like energetically, it opened a lot up. So,
Hmm.
but
Wow.
interesting that I would see it as the moon on the full moon. But
Mhm. Beautiful. So there we are, the seven Imish invitation
mm,
for us to trust the process, stay open to inspiration, allow new possibilities to emerge. Good time to listen before acting. The seed already knows how to grow. Three questions for this lunation. What new beginning is taking shape? What wants to emerge now? Where is life inviting me to trust more deeply? Sometimes the next step appears only after we stop trying to force it. I do catch myself from time to time, and I know others experience that too, where I'm so caught up in manifesting something and enter into the forcing issues to get ahead into what it is that you're imagining. And there's definitely an important discernment factor there, where um, as it's indicating here, if we just stay surrendered to the present moment, things will work out in a natural, organic way. We don't have to always be pushing ahead, pushing ahead. And your suggestion, Quinten, of our inclination to take this moon and really be still and in appreciation of life as it is, without our intervention. Just be, well, it's the old be here now.
And I wanted to add, upon contemplating how this was the presentation in a sense for the new moon at the beginning of the cycle, I think it's really nice to have all this information halfway through the lunar cycle as opposed to the beginning, because it gives us the opportunity to both reflect on the past 2 weeks to see how these themes have been showing up in our life, and to kind of set our intention, and put that energy out there a kind of a projective kind of way for the next 2 weeks that this is still very relevant. So in that sense, the full moon to take in this information is like the yin and yang, the receptive and the projective.
Absolutely.
Oh, I hear a train.
A train is going by.
I thought it was the gong here.
I wish it was the gong.
That's
Sometimes that train horn is not very friendly.
No, I know. I used to live by the train tracks too. You
Yeah,
feel it rumbling the house.
yeah.
But that sounds like the full moon horn.
For 7.5 years, I lived quite a ways up on a hill, and the trains down at the very bottom would rumble, like make the building shake. And I had a friend I could speak to on the phone, and he could tell from the sound over the phone whether the train was loaded or empty, because he grew up by a train.
Wow.
Trains going by.
Yeah. Hmm.
And sound travels up.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. The six how image on the left here, related to the last lunar cycle, and at new moon of 7 IMIX, the six how and the 7 IMIX converged, and of all the information and energy that was coming at me at that time, this image really impacted me. It felt like I was infused with energy and vision. I was seeing ahead, and yeah, it sticks with me, and it resonated so lovely with this image that Teresa and Chat GPT created as the cover for a new project that her and I are working on, which is the manifestation of the Solar KINN companion. So we've created 260 images, one for each sector of the Soul King, and they're all in this scratch art style. And so it's been a very luminous time for both of us. And we've been really immersed in this Solar KINN project in a daily basis. You know, we're putting 3 to 4 hours in each on each day, and yeah, it's been great. It really harks back to our 21 years ago, our joint projects. Those were so rich, though, in a special way, and that was that we always started at new moon. And then it took whatever time it did to come to completion during that lunar cycle. And that was usually within 3 or 4 days. But Teresa would create this incredible feast for us. And we really took a ritual orientation to our engagement. And it was just tremendous. It was so rich and full for us. And working with the protocol of, you know, if I make a mark on the painting, I can't expect it to be there the next time I come to my turn, you know, to paint. So we had to get into this relationship balance, which really allowed us to come forth with what we're really authentically engaged with. As long as we were willing to let the process unfold without trying to control it, we got along fine. But we had our ego encounters, you know, where one of us we just doesn't want to budge from what they're seeing. So the whole notion of attachment to view, you know, and we learned a lot about that and about how we relate, and So again, I encourage people to allow those glyphs to come forth as inspiration. You know, work with them, dance with them. It really can be very empowering in ways that are unexpected. You know. And, so I thought it would be kind of fun just to look into the solar kin notion, because we haven't really been dwelling on that. But from here on in, I'm clear. I've come clear that I'm focusing on the solar kin and how to bring that forth so that people can relate to it and be nourished by it and inspired by it. So this is just a little write-up about the solar kin, which is the position. It's determined by the position of the sun at high noon on the day of your birth. And there's a mathematical calculation that will bring that information to you. And so each of us has a solar kin hieroglyph and number. And here, if once again one of you would please read this one.
I just can't read that first paragraph. Oh, or the second. Or
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm getting.
So 13 tones.
Quinten,
down.
over
Yeah.
to you.
I'll do the first half, and then someone else can do the third
Right on.
paragraph and the examples. So, the solar kin, gateway to the living cosmos. Dear newcomer to the world of Mayan cosmogenesis, imagine having a unique spiritual birthday that not only marks a single moment in time, but also connects you to the rhythmic intelligence of the cosmos itself. In the sacred system of the Mayan Tzolk'in, this birth imprint is called your solar kin, a personal signature woven from the dynamic interplay of symbol and number, or I might add, glyph and tone. It is not merely a marker of time, but a luminous key to understanding your role within the great unfolding. The Tzolk'in is a 260-unit matrix of time. It arises from the interweaving of two sacred sequences, 20-day glyphs, called the day signs. These glyphs are not arbitrary symbols. Each one is an archetypal force, an expression of divine intelligence. They carry names like IMIX, the dragon, or Ok, the dog, Kawak, storm, and Ahau, sun, each offering a unique resonance, creativity, loyalty, transformation, illumination. These glyphs are spiritual currents moving through the human experience. They are mirrors in which we see not only the cosmos, but ourselves. And so I will just add that not only is there 20 amino acids as the building blocks of the DNA, so not only is this the genetic code, but also the 20 fingers and toes correspond to this 20 glyphs. And I would say the glyphs are the what, and then the 13 tones is the how. So it's for this lunar cycle, that primal nurturance of the mother energy with IMIX is the what, and then how would be the tone 7. And so anyone else want to continue?
Dwayne, would you like to, as the creator of this, or?
Okay, I'll do
Okay.
that. 13 tones, the sacred numbers. The 13 tones are not simple counts. They are wave forms of becoming. They describe the movement of energy. From the magnetic pull of initiation, we find with tone 1, through the pulsing rhythm of growth, toward the cosmic transcendence of completion, tone 13. These tones are the heartbeat of evolution. When paired with a glyph, they describe not just what is present, but how it is moving. From this interplay, 260 unique combinations arise. Each one is a solar kin, a living code, and one of these belongs to you. For example, 5 oak. To bring this to life, consider the solar kin known as 5 oak. Oak, the glyph, is symbolized by the dog. It speaks of faithfulness, unconditional love, guidance through the heart. It reminds us that loyalty is a spiritual power and that true leadership is grounded in trust and affection. Tone 5 carries the vibration. And if there's anything below that, I can't see it. So
That's it.
that's it. Great. Thank you. So just to let you know, this is text that I engineered by using ChatGPT. This is not my off-the-top, expression. I'm finding that place where I'm balancing, my text and the text that the bot gives me. So it's been that in itself has been a creative adventure, and so I'm finding the AI to be a real powerful resource. So this whole of this presentation and all of the others that I've done are meant to bring form to the ideas and information that go with this whole cosmic adventure. And I really encourage people, as I've been saying, just engage, just allow the glyphs and then the tones to animate your life in ways that will surprise you. And my way of, or my experience, it's to benefit you in empowering aspects of your life that you might not otherwise embrace. This is an opportunity. You can jump in at any time and any place, and because it's a mandalic kind of worldview, all paths lead to the center. So it's really about choosing to engage that gets the ball rolling. And if it's a snowball, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So another aspect that I'm focusing on now is the stand at zero. This was as I was mentioning earlier, the event times with the arrival of Neptune at 0 Aries. That was a station on its journey. Was the actual entry into that first degree of Aries. And I found that to be really enlightening, moving, The graphic here is attempting to portray what I actually experienced, and the image remains as an inspiration, and it's basically calling. Well, here I can see the whole works here. Stand at zero. At the daily summit of the sun, I pause. I place my feet upon the earth and bring my body upright. The sun stands above me. The earth holds me below. Within this living axis, I become still. I release the movement of the past. I release the pressure of the future. I return to the center that is here now. This is zero. Zero is not emptiness. It is the point of balance before action, the quiet place before decision, the open field from which a new direction may emerge. For 1 minute, I stand without striving. I breathe. I listen. I remember that I belong to the greater order of life. At solar noon, the day reaches its culmination. Light gathers at this highest point. Shadows draw inward. What is divided is invited toward alignment. I do not ask the cosmos to obey me. I acknowledge that I already participate in it. Sun above, earth below, breath within, awareness at the center. Here I recalibrate. Here I remember my intention. Here I begin again. I stand at zero.
Thank you.
So in my own life, I've taken this orientation to stand at zero. It's become a practice, a spiritual practice for me. Daily practice, high noon. I'm so conveniently located here. They just step out onto the porch and boom, there's the sun, and there's a big spruce that goes up, reaches high up, and I do some yoga moves, and I'm just really embodying the practice, and I'm finding it's very good for my health. Really helps with the continuity of that whole every day I'm doing 77 push-ups. Every day I'm doing 77 Vitruvians, and I'm getting the blood boiling, and at the same time I'm definitely aligned with the sun. So it's a very present-centered kind of approach to the sun. Am I a sun worshiper now? I don't know. Maybe I am, but it just feels right. So that's a glimpse into Dwayne's world, but I've got the door wide open as an invitation to join me. And that's the sort of thing I think goes along with this whole notion of the solar kin. There's a unifying effect here, and it's about bringing us closer and closer together in our common humanity. And yeah. That's all, folks.
The end.
Right.
Thank you, Dwayne.
My
That
pleasure.
was a wonderful presentation.
Well,
The
thank
end, the beginning of something new.
you. Right on.
Mm, thank you.
Thank you. I'm, yeah. My extemporaneous factor is not very big. Yeah, I'm just feeling sometimes I'm just not on when it comes to visual or speaking. I'm much more
Yeah,
inclined to go visual.
I think you're
But
doing pretty awesome.
well, thank you guys. You're pulling right in, so it's a team effort. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and images speak thousands of words.
They
I
do.
think if nothing else, that painting with the soundtrack is
Mm.
like essential ingredient of the presentation. And
That's
I've
great.
already heard that album so many times, but I'm excited when they come up in this presentations because
That's great.
then it kind of unifies us all together in this
Mm.
energy.
And when the painting first came up, I didn't share, but I just felt it. Like I
Mm.
literally was sweating. Like there was
Oh,
so
wonderful.
much energy.
Great, great. So, how you guys go forth? Do you have insight as to what's the next step in your life?
Well, I'm up here on the mountain for a while, so it's a very nurturing place, and nurturing with that motherly energy is kind of the theme up here for
Mm.
everyone who comes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to channel that from the top of the pyramid into my being to embody that motherly energy
Wow.
up here, and that's how I see it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to hear about what is coming up for you guys in the this lunar cycle and beyond.
Over to you, Brenda.
I never quite know for sure what is coming up.
Mm.
I plant the seeds and then I wait for what comes and
Mm.
just do my best in the moment to follow that inner guidance. And the synchronicities and the blessings have
Mm.
been very profound. And the learning, the growth to more wholeness, loving all of me has been a huge thing.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's been a profound journey, and through somebody local, I've connected with a different group, sort of an international group, but a lot of their things start right at noon. Not
Mm.
that I'm doing that much with them, but it's
Yeah.
it's a part of what's come to my life and feels really right. And then tonight I'm gathering with, well, it has been two others, but now I think there will be more tonight. And it's originally they started working with the Course in Mastery,
Mm.
but but there's so much more involved. I mean,
Mm.
Lawrence is a channel and a musician. I think you guys would love each other, absolutely. So, sort of full of surprises, and it's like staying
Yeah.
at my son's. Lots of visits from grandkids. Amazing visits. So the mother energy, I was like in that mother energy, but with the let's see, it was the three of them. And so 15-year-old grandson, uh, Hannah is just turned 18, Summer is 19, will be 20 in end of October. We had the most profound spiritual conversation, the wisdom that was coming out of them. I mean,
Right.
Cole was talking about Jesus and others that have done the same. And,
Wow.
it was such a gift.
Beautiful.
It was such a gift. Not a surprise in many ways, and yet it was a delightful surprise, a delightful gift for the day that I could not have planned.
Right on.
So I've just been trying to s- be aligned, stay connected,
Yeah.
in the best of my ability, to the best of my and let life unfold and
Beautiful.
row my boat gently down the stream and kicking to high gear when I need to kick into
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
gear, but definitely needing to take time for that rest and nourishment, the nurturing and the nourishment, and yeah.
Well, and I didn't ask you yet. I see two guitars behind you,
Do you? Can you see
don't
that
I?
far? Yes, you do. Oh my goodness.
What's going on musically?
Well, today is kind of huge because I thought I was buying this guitar from somebody, and she wasn't in a rush to get the money. And then all of a sudden she's talking about somebody else that, anyway, I'm not sure how that is unfolding. I will find out at the end of, probably I will have a message when this is finished, but I ended up, yeah, this is the one, the Taylor that I absolutely love, that I'm hoping
Oh,
to
nice.
get. And then, either foolishly or wisely, I also have, so I'm not sure what is happening. They both feel right, so. And it's interesting because they have such different tones.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I think there's part of me who is so like quiet, withdrawn, in the shadows. And then there's this other part of me that's a little bit out there. So it's like,
Yeah.
one's a little shiny, one's, the raw wood. And
Yeah.
so I'm not sure what is happening there. I'm just trusting the process.
Right on. And you've just been nurturing, you're playing, and
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
In amongst, being there for family and everything else, but really trying to just stay true and authentic and trusting and grateful.
Right on.
So while you were having your retreat, I was definitely zoned in there, but I also could really see what I was meant to be doing here was evolving quite miraculously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the day at a time after all.
Yes, yes. And there's this one older fellow that comes to the open mics. He doesn't say much. Well, I shouldn't say that. He doesn't say much. But what he does say catches everybody's, because he's got this tremendous sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
But he's, going through difficulties. His wife's in a home or in the hospital. But on Sunday, I think through some encouragement from me, he ended up singing. He was like a teen idol back in the day. An amazing human being. I'll see if I can send something on Messenger, and you can hear his voice. Oh,
You
and
said on Sunday?
It was on Sunday. Yes.
Wow.
It was on Sunday, and he actually got up, and they did like a little bluesy thing, and the people that have known him much, much longer than I have were absolutely blown away by him, by his sharing. They had no idea that he had this history, and his history came out. So it feels, ever so grateful to be maybe a part of,
Right on.
these little things that happen. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, guys, it's 11:05. Any final words?
There is a prayer from A Course in Miracles, which I probably shared before. And hopefully I'll get it right. I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent you who sent me. I will not worry about what to say or what to do, because you who sent me will direct me. And I'm content to go wherever you wish, knowing you go there with me, and I will be healed as you teach me to heal. Yeah. So
Beautiful.
Lovely send off.
thank you both.
And you, sir? Very good to have you aboard.
Thank you.
Always.
Yeah, it was quite the deep dive in the Yellow Submarine this
You
time.
betcha. Right.
But we had our arms in.
We are pulsating people whose lives are divine.
You got it.
On a boat on a time beam.
Beautiful.
Right on.
Picture that.
Yes.
Picture that. I do picture that. I love that. Yeah.
Picture it, I'll feel it. I'll just...
Love you both so much.
Love you.
See you at the new moon.
Yes.
You betcha.
Blessings.